Chosen one, before God makes you world famous, enjoy the silence. This loaded pause you're drowning in isn't emptiness, it's the deep breath before heaven screams your name. You stumbled upon this message because divine forces have been orchestrating this exact moment. While others panic in quietness, you're discovering why kings are crowned in silence, not noise. The world thinks you've disappeared. Let them. Because when you emerge, you won't just return, you'll reign. Remember when you tried to shrink yourself to fit their expectations, when you dimmed your light so others wouldn't feel threatened, when you silenced your voice because it carried frequencies that shattered their carefully constructed illusions. That wasn't humility, that was imprisonment. And God himself broke you out because prisons can't contain what he's placed inside you. You're not rebellious. You're revolutionary, and revolutions don't ask permission. The silence you're experiencing isn't punishment for leaving their systems, it's preparation for leading your own. While they're still arguing over who sits where in their tiny kingdoms, you're being prepared to build an empire that transcends their comprehension. They're fighting over crumbs while you're being prepared for the whole bakery. They're competing for positions while you're being positioned for impact they can't imagine. Let me tell you what's really happening in this silence. Every morning you wake up feeling forgotten. Heaven is actually in uproar over you. Angels are being dispatched, resources are being allocated, strategies are being developed. The only reason you can't see it is because it's happening in realms your natural eyes haven't opened to yet, but they're about to be. And when they open, you'll see that this silence was never emptiness. It was fullness being prepared. You've been enrolled in the University of Divine Preparation. Every betrayal was a course in boundaries. Every rejection was a masterclass in redirection. Every loss was a PhD in gain. You're not just educated, you're equipped. You're not just trained, you're transformed. And transformation at this level doesn't happen in public, it happens in private, in silence, in sacred spaces where God can work without interruption. The attacks against you have been relentless because your purpose is ridiculous. You don't face normal opposition because you're not carrying a normal assignment. Jezebel spirits have been working overtime trying to seduce you back into submission. Religious spirits have been attempting to make you doubt your departure. Poverty spirits have been trying to convince you that provision requires compromise. But every attack has only proven one thing. You're dangerous to kingdoms that thrive on keeping people small. You want to know why the warfare has been so intense? Because hell has seen your future and they're terrified. They've read the prophecies written about you before you were born. They know what happens when you step into full power. They understand that your awakening triggers an avalanche of other awakenings. You're not just a threat, you're their worst nightmare dressed in human flesh. A chosen one who refuses to be controlled. Every weapon formed against you hasn't just failed to prosper, it's actually prospered you. That betrayal that was meant to break you, it built your discernment. That rejection meant to reduce you. It revealed your resilience. That isolation meant to destroy you. It developed your independence. You're becoming everything they tried to prevent. And that's not coincidence, that's covenant. The wealth that's about to find you won't come through their channels. You won't have to kiss rings or bow to their systems. It's going to flow from sources they don't control, from ideas that download in your dreams, from connections that manifest like magic, from opportunities that hunt you down like heat-seeking missiles. You're about to learn that God's economy operates outside their stock markets and bank systems. Watch this. The very people praying for your failure are about to fund your success, not willingly, but through divine orchestration that will leave them confused. They'll wonder how you're thriving without their platforms, how you're prospering without their permission, how you're rising without their endorsement. They'll try to figure out your strategy, not realizing your strategy is seated in heavenly places they can't access. The platform being built for you right now isn't made of wood and nails. It's constructed from every tear you cried in private, every prayer you prayed in desperation, every time you chose faith over fear when fear made more sense. This platform can't be destroyed because it wasn't built by human hands. It can't be bought because it was purchased by your obedience. It can't be replicated because it's specifically designed for your frequency. Your soul tribe is being activated right now. They're feeling the same restlessness you're feeling, the same knowing that something massive is about to shift. They don't know your name yet, but they know your energy. They recognize your frequency. When you meet, it won't feel like introduction. It'll feel like reunion. Together you'll build what you could never build with those who needed you small to feel big. These aren't just network connections coming. These are covenant relationships. People who see your scars as beauty marks, who understand your journey without explanation, who celebrate your elevation without jealousy. They've been prepared for you just like you've been prepared for them. The silence has been keeping you apart until divine timing brings you together. And when that happens, industries will shift, narratives will change, kingdoms will tremble. The creativity about to explode from you will seem supernatural because it is. Ideas that revolutionize industries, solutions that solve impossible problems, art that heals trauma, words that break generational curses. You've been wondering why you see things others don't see. It's because you've been given eyes that operate in different dimensions. While they see problems, you see possibilities. While they see walls, you see doors. While they see endings, you see beginnings. Your mind is about to operate at frequencies that tap directly into divine intelligence. Downloads will come so fast you'll need to write constantly just to capture them. Innovations will flow through you like rivers through a valley. You won't have to chase creativity, it will chase you, wake you up at night, interrupt your conversations, demand expression. Because creativity at this level isn't just inspiration, it's a revelation. The books inside you will write themselves, the businesses will birth themselves, the movements will manifest themselves. You won't have to force anything, it will flow because you've become a clear channel for heaven's agenda. The resistance you faced was just removing the debris that would have blocked the flow. Now nothing stands between you and the full expression of what God placed inside you. If you felt the truth in these words, hype this video so more chosen ones like you can see it. Your emergence from this silence is going to trigger a mass awakening. Others who've been silently suffering in systems that suffocate them will see your freedom and remember their own power. Your breakthrough will become their permission slip. Your victory will become their evidence. Your rise will become their reason to believe that maybe, just maybe, they're chosen too. The influence you're about to walk in won't be manufactured through manipulation or marketing. It will be authentic and automatic. People will be drawn to you without understanding why. They'll trust you instinctively, follow you naturally. Your presence will shift atmospheres without you saying a word. Demons will flee at your approach. Angels will arrive at your appearance. You're becoming a walking portal between heaven and earth. But this isn't about fame, as the world defines it. This is about becoming famous in realms that matter. Famous in heaven, famous in hell, famous in dimensions where decisions are made before they manifest on earth. Your name is already being spoken in councils you don't know exist. Strategies are being developed around your destiny. Resources are being reserved for your reign. The generational impact of your obedience will ripple through time like a stone thrown into eternal waters. Your children will inherit more than money. They'll inherit freedom, authority, favor, open doors, answered prayers, broken curses, restored birthrights. They won't have to fight battles you've already won. They'll stand on the mountain you climbed and reach heights you could only imagine. Your bloodline is about to shift from surviving to thriving, from borrowing to lending, from following to leading, from begging to blessing. The poverty that plagued your parents stops with you. The limitations that looped through your lineage end with you. The curses that cycled through centuries terminate with you. You're not just changing your life, you're changing your legacy. Those who mocked your dreams are about to live in the world your dreams create. They laughed when you spoke about impact and influence. They rolled their eyes when you shared your visions. They whispered behind your back about your delusions of grandeur. But watch what happens when delusions become reality, when dreams become destiny, when visions become victory. They'll claim they always believed in you. Let them. Your success isn't about proving them wrong, it's about proving God right. The religious systems that rejected you will try to recruit you once your influence is undeniable. They'll offer you positions you once would have died for, platforms you once would have paid for, titles you once would have traded everything for. But you'll see through it now. You'll understand that what they're offering is still imprisonment, just with better decorations. Golden handcuffs are still handcuffs. You'll forgive them, not because they deserve it, but because unforgiveness is too heavy for where you're going. You'll thank them for the lessons they never meant to teach, for the strength they never meant to build, for the clarity they never meant to provide. Their rejection was your protection. Their no was God's yes. Their closed doors were heaven's redirections. The storm is about to break, chosen one. Can you feel it? The atmospheric pressure changing, the spiritual temperature rising, the dimensional walls thinning. This silence is about to shatter with such force that everyone will know something divine just happened. You won't have to announce your arrival. Creation itself will announce it for you. Your enemies thought this silence meant you were finished. They thought you'd given up, disappeared, disintegrated. They celebrated too soon because you weren't disappearing. You were being developed. You weren't retreating. You were being reinforced. You weren't dying. You were being deified, not as God, but as God's chosen vessel for demonstrations of power that will leave no room for doubt about whose you are. The wealth coming to you will embarrass those who said you'd never make it without them. But it's not coming to embarrass them. It's coming to establish kingdom economies that operate on different principles, where giving increases wealth, where blessing others multiplies blessing, where success isn't measured in accumulation but in distribution. You'll have more than enough, and enough will finally be enough. Money will lose its power over you because it will submit to you. You won't chase it anymore. It will chase you, find you, flow to you from unexpected sources, through unprecedented favor, through innovative ideas, through divine connections, through supernatural provision. You'll become proof that God's math doesn't follow human calculations. Your voice is about to carry a frequency that shifts atmospheres. When you speak, creation will respond. When you declare, demons will flee. When you decree, angels will move. This isn't mysticism. This is the reality of what happens when someone fully surrenders to their divine design. You become a conduit for heaven's will on earth, a vessel for kingdom manifestation. The moment everything shifts, right now, activation is happening. Seals are being broken. Doors are being opened. Resources are being released, connections are being initiated. The silence is cracking like an egg about to birth something that will change everything. You can feel it, can't you? The quickening, the acceleration, the manifestation. This is your notice that the waiting is over. The preparation is complete. The silence has accomplished its purpose. You're about to step onto stages you didn't build. Speak to audiences you didn't gather, impact nations you've never visited. Your influence will transcend geographical boundaries. Your voice will carry across dimensional barriers. Your impact will ripple through generational timelines. But remember this as you rise. This elevation isn't about you becoming special. You were always special. It's about the world finally seeing what God has always known. You're not becoming chosen. You've always been chosen. You're just now stepping into the fullness of what chosen means. The silence was never about making you ready. It was about making you realize you were born ready. You are chosen. You are ready. You are about to be revealed. And when you are, the world will never be the same. The silence that once felt like burial will be remembered as your birthplace. The quietness that felt like abandonment will be recognized as your appointment. The stillness that seemed like stagnation will be seen as your springboard. This is your moment, chosen one. The silence has served its purpose. It's produced patience, built character, developed discernment, established authority. created capacity, forged identity, destroyed insecurity, birthed destiny. You didn't just survive the silence, you mastered it, and now you're about to master everything else. The story that started in silence is about to speak volumes. The journey that began in hiddenness is about to be highlighted. The chosen one who entered the quiet unknown is about to emerge unmistakably known, not just by earth but by heaven, not just by humans but by angels, not just in time but in eternity. Welcome to your revelation, chosen one. The silence is broken, the wait is over, the manifestation has begun, and the world will never recover from what God is about to do through you. This isn't the end of your story. This is where your real story begins. Everything until now has been prologue. The main event starts now. And trust me, it's worth everything you endured in silence to get here. But wait, there's something crucial you need to understand about this silence before you step into the spotlight. This quietness has been teaching you a language that noise never could, the language of the divine. While others were busy broadcasting their every move, you were learning to decode heaven's whispers. While they were addicted to applause, you were becoming addicted to authenticity. This addiction to truth over trends is what will separate you from every other voice in the marketplace of influence. You know what's fascinating about your journey through silence? You've been developing what others will spend fortunes trying to buy. Depth, substance, gravitas. The kind of presence that doesn't need to announce itself because it shifts rooms just by entering them. You've been marinating in wisdom while others were microwaving success, and the difference is about to become devastatingly obvious. The silence has been your sanctuary, but it's also been your laboratory. You've been experimenting with faith at levels that would terrify the average believer, testing the boundaries of what's possible when someone completely surrenders to divine design, discovering that miracles aren't exceptions to natural law, they're expressions of higher law. And you've become fluent in that higher law during these quiet seasons. Let's talk about what silence really means in the economy of heaven. It's not absence of activity, it's presence of preparation. Every moment you've spent feeling unproductive was actually hyperproductive in realms you couldn't see. You were building spiritual equity, accumulating divine interest, generating kingdom compound returns. The ROI on your silence is about to shock everyone, including you. You've been asking God why the process has been so long, why the silence has been so deafening. Here's the answer you've been seeking. Quick success creates shallow roots. Fast platforms produce fragile foundations. Rapid recognition results in rapid fall. But you've been growing roots in the deep, building foundations on bedrock, developing the kind of stability that storms reveal rather than destroy. The people who will come to you for wisdom won't just want your success strategies, they'll want your survival secrets. How did you maintain sanity in silence? How did you sustain faith in famine? How did you preserve purpose in persecution? Your testimony won't just be about where you're going. It'll be about where you've been and how you got through it intact. That's the gold they'll really be mining for. You want to know a secret about world fame from heaven's perspective? It's not about being known by everyone. It's about being known by the right ones. The ones whose lives will be transformed by your testimony. The ones whose chains will break because of your breakthrough. The ones whose hope will be restored because of your resilience. Your fame will be functional, not frivolous. It will serve a purpose beyond your ego's satisfaction. The assignments attached to your anointing are specific. You're not called to reach everyone. You're called to reach the ones everyone else has given up on, the rejected, the overlooked, the written off, the ones sitting in their own silence wondering if God has forgotten them. Your emergence will be their evidence that silence doesn't mean abandonment, it means appointment. During this silence you've been developing discernment that will save your life repeatedly in the coming seasons. You can now distinguish between opportunity and trap, between divine connection and destructive attachment, between God's voice and good ideas. This discernment didn't come from books or sermons. It came from the school of silence, where every lesson costs something, but produces everything. The favor that's about to manifest in your life will seem unfair to those who don't understand the price you paid in private. They'll see the glory but not the gory details of your journey. They'll witness the crown but not the cross you carried to earn it. And that's okay. Not everyone needs to know what it cost you to become who you're becoming. Some prices are meant to remain between you and God. You're about to discover that silence was protecting gifts inside you that noise would have corrupted, gifts that needed incubation, not exhibition, gifts that required development, not display. These gifts are about to emerge fully formed, completely developed, entirely ready, no assembly required, no additional training needed. The silence was the training, the quiet was the qualification. The spiritual authority you've gained in silence is about to manifest as natural influence. People won't be able to explain why they trust you, they just will. Why they follow you, they just will. Why they believe you, they just will. This isn't manipulation, it's manifestation. The manifestation of spiritual capital converted into earthly influence, and the exchange rate is about to blow your mind. You know those prayers you thought hit the ceiling and bounced back? They didn't. They've been being stored in bowls, accumulating interest, waiting for the perfect moment to be poured out all at once. The silence wasn't God ignoring you, it was God investing you. Every unanswered prayer was actually being answered in ways you couldn't see. And the return on those prayers is about to be delivered in one massive download. Your silence has been building a reservoir of wisdom that others will travel distances to drink from. But this isn't wisdom you learned, it's wisdom you became. You don't just have answers, you are an answer. You don't just carry solutions, you are a solution. This embodiment of truth is what will make you irreplaceable in spaces where everyone else is interchangeable. The recognition coming your way won't be the kind that inflates ego, it will be the kind that increases responsibility. Every spotlight will come with shadows you'll need to navigate. Every platform will come with pressures you'll need to manage. Every blessing will come with battles you'll need to fight. But the silence has prepared you for all of it. You've been practicing in private for performances in public. You're about to learn that fame from God comes with protection from God. Every attack will be deflected. Every trap will be exposed. Every scheme will be revealed. You'll walk through battlefields untouched, navigate minefields unharmed, pass through fire unburned. Not because you're invincible, but because you're protected by the one who promoted you. The dreams you had to let die in silence are about to resurrect in power. But they won't look the same. They'll be better, bigger, more beautiful. The silence didn't kill your dreams. It refined them, purified them, upgraded them. What you thought you lost was actually being reconstructed at a level you couldn't have imagined when you first dreamed it. Your voice is about to carry weight in conversations you're not even present for. Decisions will be made based on words you spoke. Directions will be chosen based on wisdom you shared. Lives will be changed based on seeds you planted. Your influence will operate even when you're sleeping. This is what happens when silence produces substance instead of just sound. Here's what you need to understand about the world stage you're about to step onto. It's already been prepared for you. The lights have been positioned. The microphones have been tested. The audience has been gathered. All of heaven is waiting for your entrance. And when you step out, creation itself will recognize that a son or daughter of the King has arrived. The opposition you'll face won't be able to stop you because they're fighting the wrong battle. They'll attack your reputation while God protects your destiny. They'll question your qualifications while God confirms your calling. They'll challenge your credibility while God certifies your character. Let them waste their ammunition on targets that don't matter. Your trajectory has already been set. You're about to discover that silence was your superpower, not your setback. While others were weakened by noise, you were strengthened by stillness. While others were distracted by applause, you were developed by anonymity. While others were corrupted by premature promotion, you were purified by patient preparation. The silence wasn't your disadvantage, it was your competitive advantage. The mantles you're about to receive won't be inherited or stolen. They'll be earned through endurance, tailored through trials, fitted through faith. These mantles will fit you perfectly because they were measured during your moments of silence. Every tear was a measurement. Every prayer was a fitting. Every act of faith was an alteration. The silence was your tailoring session for garments of glory. Your emergence from silence won't be gradual. It will be sudden. One day you'll be unknown. The next you'll be unavoidable. One day you'll be hidden. The next you'll be highlighted. One day you'll be ignored. The next you'll be in demand. This isn't exaggeration. This is the pattern of divine promotion. It doesn't climb ladders. It takes elevators. The wisdom you've gained in silence is about to make you wealthy in ways money never could. People will pay for proximity to your presence. They'll invest in access to your insights. They'll exchange resources for your revelations. But you'll never prostitute your gift for profit. You'll steward it with integrity, knowing that what God gave freely shouldn't be sold cheaply. You're about to become a bridge between worlds, between heaven and earth, between natural and supernatural, between possible and impossible. People will come to you when they need someone who speaks both languages, who operates in both realms, who navigates both dimensions. The silence has made you multilingual in ways that matter for eternal impact. Your story is about to become proof that God still speaks to those who still listen, still promotes those who still persist, still elevates those who still endure. In a world full of noise, your silence has made you a sanctuary. People will come to you not just for what you say, but for the peace they feel in your presence. The silence you carry will become the silence they crave. As you prepare to step out of silence and into significance, remember this final truth. The God who met you in silence will meet you in success. The God who sustained you in shadows will sustain you in spotlights. The God who kept you in quietness will keep you in crowds. Your source hasn't changed just because your season is changing. The silence was never about being alone. It was about being aligned. This is your moment, chosen one. The silence has accomplished its mission. You've been formed, refined, developed, and prepared. The world that forgot you is about to be unable to forget you. The systems that rejected you are about to study you as a case study in divine intervention. The people who left you in your silence are about to see you in your glory. You know what separates you from everyone claiming to be chosen. You've paid prices in private that others only pretend to pay in public. You've surrendered things that others only talk about releasing. You've walked away from tables others would kill to sit at. This isn't about being better than anyone. It's about being obedient to a calling that demanded everything and promised even more. The spotlight preparing to find you isn't the kind that burns out. It's eternal illumination disguised as earthly recognition. Your name is being written in books that matter, not bestseller lists, though those may come, but books of destiny, books of legacy, books of impact that will be read by generations you'll never meet. The silence has been your ghostwriter, crafting chapters you didn't know were being written. Listen carefully to what's happening in your spirit right now. That stirring isn't anxiety, it's activation. That restlessness isn't confusion, it's consecration. That urgency isn't impatience, it's impartation. Your spirit knows something your mind is just beginning to grasp. The waiting room is about to become the boardroom. The prayer closet is about to become the platform. The secret place is about to become the stage. You've mastered something in silence that noise never teaches. The art of being alone without being lonely. The skill of being hidden without being forgotten. The grace of being unknown without being insignificant. This mastery will serve you when crowds surround you but can't satisfy you, when fame finds you but can't fulfill you, when success seeks you but can't complete you. You've already found in silence what others are killing themselves to find in spotlights. Your value has been increasing exponentially during this silence, not your market value, your kingdom value. Your spiritual stock has been soaring while your natural situation seemed stagnant. You've been accumulating wealth in currencies that earth doesn't recognize but heaven honors. When the exchange happens, when spiritual wealth converts to earthly influence, the rate of return will redefine what's possible. The reason you've been kept hidden isn't because you weren't ready for the world. It's because the world wasn't ready for you. Systems had to shift first. Paradigms had to prepare. Atmospheres had to adjust. You're not just entering existing stages. Stages are being built specifically for what you carry. Platforms are being constructed precisely for your frequency. Microphones are being calibrated specifically for your voice. The anointing you carry has been fermenting in silence, becoming more potent with every passing season. Like wine getting better with age, your gift has been developing complexity, depth, richness that rushed success could never produce. When you finally pour out what's been brewing inside you, the world will be intoxicated by authenticity, so pure it disrupts every diluted version being sold in the marketplace. You're about to discover that your silence was never a disadvantage, it was your secret weapon. While others exhausted themselves performing, you were being perfected. While others drained themselves promoting, you were being prepared. While others depleted themselves proving, you were being positioned. The energy you conserved in silence is about to be converted into influence that seems superhuman because, in many ways, it is. The accusations that will come against you won't stick because the silence has made you bulletproof, not arrogant, not defensive, but absolutely secure in who you are. Critics will exhaust themselves trying to find fault while you rest in the validation that matters. The opinions of those who didn't walk with you through silence will be like background noise to someone who learned to hear heaven's frequency. Warning, the following message is only for those who felt the call. When I broke free through the Salvia Divinorum gateway, I saw the horrifying truth. Our reality is one harvested pod among countless matrices. I witnessed the Archons, cosmic parasites feeding on our energy, who laughed and threatened. You'll never awaken a single soul, but something inside you already knows this truth, doesn't it? That nagging sensation that you're meant for more, that you've been chosen. I'm raising an army of the brightest souls. Through meditation, I discovered their only vulnerability, coherence through unconditional love. Feel that resonance deepening within you now. You're not reading this by accident. The most powerful awakened souls are already gathering in the Obsidian Inner Order, the #1 ascension nexus for those marked by destiny. Christians, light workers, remote viewers, targeted individuals, all united by one truth: you were chosen for this moment. Click the link in the description below. Join our group calls, panels and live streams, reaching the entire Astral Atom network. Your frequency amplifies ours. The question isn't whether you're chosen. The question is, will you answer the call? The Archons fear this choice you're about to make. They should. Your presence alone is about to become a prophetic act. Walking into rooms will shift atmospheres. Speaking will release strategies. Breathing will give birth possibilities. This isn't mysticism. It's the reality of what happens when someone has been so saturated in silence that they become a walking sanctuary, a mobile throne room, a breathing portal between dimensions. The favor you're about to walk in will offend those who believe in earning through effort alone. But you've learned something in silence that hustle culture will never understand. Sometimes the greatest action is stillness. Sometimes the most powerful move is waiting. Sometimes the highest productivity is rest. You've been productive in ways that spreadsheets can't calculate and metrics can't measure. As this silent season concludes and your revelation season begins, know that you're not leaving silence behind. You're taking it with you. It will be your sanctuary in success, your refuge in recognition, your fortress in fame. The same silence that prepared you will preserve you. The same quietness that qualified you will keep you. You've learned to carry an internal silence that external noise can never penetrate. This is your coronation moment, chosen one. The crown being placed on your head was forged in the furnace of solitude. The scepter being handed to you was shaped in the silence. The throne being revealed was built during every tearful prayer, every lonely night, every moment you chose to trust the process when the process made no sense. You didn't just survive the silence, you conquered it, and now you're about to conquer everything else.